Hi guys, this is Cameron. I've got Nick and Adam with me. We're doing a replay between Sweix and Wu229 on Langres, whatever. Sweix is the US player, the Wehrmacht player is Wu229. Langres is a pretty small map, not a lot going on. There's a lot of fuel on the right, a lot of munitions on the left, and that's really all we can say about this map. Anybody else want to put anything in before we start the replay?
I like this map.
You like this map?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's very nice. I'm very glad to hear that. Nick?
In the previous video we reviewed, Sweix was on the south. Now he's on the north, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Beam, really quick, are you familiar with Wu229 at all?
No.
No? Okay, yeah.
It's a random schmuck.
I'm kind of familiar, but, yeah, I haven't really ever seen a replay with him, so. Or her. God knows. Alright, let's start the replay in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 6, 7. Okay, we've got a barracks from Sweix, and of course a Wehrmacht barracks, whatever the hell it's called, from Wu229.
The Wehrmacht quarters is really surprising. Very surprising.
Yeah, we never expected a barracks or a Wehrmacht quarters.
No.
Unusual
Intuitive
buildings.
play right here from both sides.
I wonder if he's going to build Volks first.
I don't know. I still build bike first. I mean, that early bike is pretty good. It builds
He's
fast.
probably going to build Volks first.
Bike, Volk, I'm going to say. Place your bets.
This is not a fair bet, Cam.
Let me put the taskbar on so we can see what everybody's getting. Everybody starts out with 270 manpower, of course, and 0 and 5. 0 munitions and 5 fuel.
So both players here are electing to cap the stuff near their base, as opposed to the stuff maybe out farther, planning to link up later on. Conservative approaches, just making sure they get some resources, and they'll fight over the center later on.
I totally failed, by the way. Volks are out first.
Yes, Cam. What a surprise.
Maybe he'll get lucky and find some
No, I
engineers.
really expected a bike. The bike builds so fast that just usually people try to get it first for the scout, for the NG harass.
Yeah, you do see that a lot.
But,
Bike is also popular as a second unit, because if you can find the one rifleman with a Volks and a bike before the second rifleman is out, then if you micro it right, and also they have to micro wrong, but if all of those things happen, then the rifleman can be horribly raped, and he'll head back home in tatters.
yeah, I mean, I like the bike just because you really can harass NGs with it better than any other thing, and you can chase them all the way back. Lots of times I'll play auto matches and I'll start harassing NGs and they'll retreat before they can cap, and then, you know, it slows down your cap, slows down your tech. Early bike is pretty good, but in pro play, it's probably too easy it's probably too squishy and dies too fast.
Yeah. The bike, I mean, it has advantages, but it also puts you behind 100 and some, however much manpower towards your actual combat units. So it's a trade-off.
Yeah. I kind of think of it like in StarCraft, players have the option of taking one of their early builder units and going and scouting with it, and you gain information at the expense of some of your early economy, and it's kind of like that. I mean, a bike gives you sight, gives you information, but you lose something in the process. And that
I think information is definitely more important. As we see in 1v1s and 2v2s, if you know what your enemy's doing, you're 100 times better off for it.
Alright, do you guys see this little battle between the rifles and the Volks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think this is the optimum range for both units, or?
This is kind of middle range, so I wouldn't say that either side is particularly disadvantaged by it. The Volks seem to get the better end of it.
Who's got the MG42 in the house?
Yeah. Now the Volks are going to go hide in the shadow of the 42. He's cutting off the Wehrmacht down there. This will probably cost him too much. And yeah, he's suppressed. He'll retreat that very soon.
Yeah, you should have gotten out earlier, honestly. The minute that MG42 opened up, he's in an open field. He's gonna get suppressed no matter where he goes. Rifles in green cover can avoid suppression for a little while. Actually, a pretty decent amount of time if the MG is at long range, but still. MG42 in a house has crazy range, and the suppression is going to be high no matter where you are. And these guys are going to get it too, you know?
So this game is kind of turning out similar to the other games that we've done. The early battles go to Wehrmacht completely and utterly. I think the only thing that he's lost has been like one squad member from that first Volks, whereas the Rifleman squads have retreated multiple times and have suffered numerous squad member casualties, although no squad casualties, so Sweix has not suffered anything too devastating.
But map is just about equal right now. I mean, American does still have that cap advantage.
Well, the American is in great shape map-wise. That's exactly what happened in the last game we casted as well. It's just the advantage of Riflemen. Fast cap speeds.
Nice. He took that MG out of the house. I think he probably did that because there is a delay an MG in a house has between switching to a new squad. And when you set it up on the ground, it fires immediately when it sees an enemy, and there's no window switching delay. So that's pretty good micro.
It's got a good flank setting up.
2 MGs, wow.
Oh, flank beautifully negated by a mine.
And mine.
This is a good reason to not ever flank two squads at the same place at the same time. You can try to at least have them approach parallel to each other, but not on top of each other. Wehrmacht's just got a really solid position here in his eastern side of the map. He's decided to stake it out with a bunker. There's 2 machine guns there, 2 Volks. It's very solid.
If this goes the same way, we're going to see a middle game decisive victory from the Americans.
Americans have a ton of fuel right now. They're getting 32 per minute. That is a lot of fuel. Take a quick look at the Wehrmacht and see what they've got. They only have 21 per minute. Wehrmacht, I think, is a little more fuel dependent than Americans, even though American upgrades for their riflemen are need fuel. Why did those not get suppressed? Okay. He just got bars, yeah.
Here, U.S. has set up a fairly decent flank. It's got the riflemen going through center from the left. But they're in red cover, or now yellow cover, against Volks. He's got early bars just finished, so this might go a little bit better than he thought.
Oh, nice job. The MG just reaches that crater. I think he set it up in that crater so it could just hit units going into that. That's good job from him.
He's pulling his MG back to the house so he can protect. The riflemen are kind of stuck.
These 2 squads are in trouble now. The machine gun has turned to face. Wehrmacht would have been a little bit better off if his other machine gun hadn't spent the entire time in the house. I know he did fire at that engineer over there, but he would have been more useful firing at bars.
Were those flame engineers?
Yeah, they're flamers.
Yeah, so he was setting that up
But
for a long time.
the flamers could have been dealt with by focus fire with the Volks, whereas the way he did it, his Volks kind of got cut up by the bars, and the MG fired at and didn't kill the Pios. Or, I call MGs Pios. I just call every worker a Pio. That's what I do.
Plenty of riflemen. He's got a flame engineer. He's coming back out.
So the Wehrmacht player Wu has done a fast tech to tier 3, which is interesting. I mean, it kind of, you lose your mid game anti-armor unit, which is the pack.
I think he's reacting to the volume of riflemen that he's seen. He has 4 or 5 riflemen on the field now, so he might be going for a Puma.
He's got 4 rifles. I'd say it's the direct reaction to seeing the bars. Usually what we're trying to do is they try to match up Pumas versus bars and packs versus M8s. So it just depends on what tech he sees from the Americans.
Got a good flank on this MG with the American player. He's going to be sweeping all the way around here.
This flank is very well set up.
Oh, but there's a very good mine set up that might end this flank unless he sees the piles and moves around the mine. Yeah, he's going to move around
that
the
machine
mine.
gun. Is it going down? Going down? No, it escapes.